Do you ever notice how everybody says, start freelancing, it will make you money, but nobody actually gives you the tips on how to look professional, your niche, what your portfolio needs to include to actually get you clients and start making money sooner rather than later. I started freelancing over 6 years ago with a plain website that my sister helped me build. It was a one-page website for my Pinterest management services. And in this video, I will share with you what I did back then that still got me clients, but what I would do now if I would start a freelancing website from scratch. Let's get started. This is a super exciting topic for me because this is how I got into this online world, online business world, and started making money online. It was with freelancing. I started on Fiverr and then a little bit started my own portfolio on an Elementor website so that I could start getting clients from Facebook groups or even for my own social media. So this is how my journey started. I just created a plain page that would include exactly what I offer, a few details about the service that I was offering, my rates, and a few portfolio items, maybe pin graphics that I designed and things like that. This is a visual representation of what that used to look like. It's not the exact one because I cannot find it, but this is pretty much the sum of it. It just contained a plain page with myself, a few details about myself and the services that I offer. But now if I would start freelancing from scratch, and what I advise freelancers that I work with to start with is not the website. The website plays a huge part in your process and in your marketing strategy, but the first thing that you need to think of is the type of service that you want to offer and who you want to offer it to. You need to find your niche and to detail your expertise. For example, if you want to start freelancing as a web designer and you want to start a web design agency, you can start a web design agency for women entrepreneurs or a web design agency for freelancers, for social media managers or brand owners. Try to niche it down as much as possible because when somebody sees that you have expertise in that specific area, they will be much more likely to want to work with you. And that was one of my first mistakes, trying to offer too many services at once to too many people. I was offering Pinterest services to everybody, Instagram management services to everybody, YouTube management services to everybody. So I was in a field, but I didn't know who I was targeting exactly. So the first thing, decide what you want to offer, what you enjoy doing, and who you want to offer it to. Web design, who do you want to offer web design to? Because believe me, there are plenty of clients out there. Don't try to choose a broad niche just because you think you won't find clients in that area. The online space is growing every single day and you will find your clients, trust me. Now the next step, it is all revolving around your website. So it's your portfolio, your previous work or the work that you have to show. It doesn't have to be with actual clients, and your website. But your website doesn't need to contain only one page, it needs to contain multiple pages. And my favorite website builder to use for freelancing websites in general is Elementor. With Elementor Hosting, you get fast hosting for your website, super affordable hosting that works wonders with the Elementor page builder that you will need for this strategy of mine to be able to create your freelancing site. So if you're wondering why I chose Elementor, it is because it is super fast, reliable, really easy to use, and I love using the Elementor page builder, which is the best to use with Elementor Hosting because it works best. Now, how do you get started with Elementor Hosting? You just click the link below and you will be led to the Elementor pricing page. You'll be able to choose your desired plan. Now, what I want you to know is that if you want to become a freelancer in the web design area, so you want to become a website designer and you want to start a web design agency or just work in freelancing for a few years before you start your desired agency, then I want you to know that in my community, Incoming Design, you get a free theme for joining Elementor using my link. So that theme can be used for your freelancing website, for your web design agency, or wherever you need to start getting clients. The way to join is really simple. Go to incomingdesign.com, make sure to choose the theme that you want, or even if you see a similar theme for a different freelancing niche, you'll be able to use that for your niche. And once you join, just fill out the form and you'll get added to my community where you not only get access to the free themes that I mentioned and a bunch more courses and tutorials, plus the access to a community of web designers and freelancers that just communicate with you and help you out. Now onto the website building and what it needs to contain so that when people land on your website, they will convert from visitors to client. Why I love using Elementor for a freelancing website and websites in general, it is because it has a drag and drop builder. You have no code, no confusion. You have dozens of templates that are already made for freelancers, creatives. You can try out Elementor AI as well. It is built on WordPress. You have full flexibility to even start a blog or use different plugins for your site. You get clean, modern layout, animations, text options, and more with Elementor. And it works for any niche: design, marketing, coaching, product-based services, you name it. So now onto the pages that you actually need for your freelancing website and what I would recommend if you're starting your freelancing business today. Let's get started. First off, the homepage. Here's the layout I personally recommend. Your niche headline, so what you do and who it's for, should be visible from the first banner on your website. So for example, if you are a web design agency for women entrepreneurs, that should be stated in your first banner, slider, image slider, whatever you want to call it. So the hero banner is going to have a text such as web design for professional women, or web design for women entrepreneurs, or for boss women. So it should state right there exactly what you do and who you're doing it for. After that, you can have a few sections of the services that you offer. So for example, you can do like services we offer, homepage design, full website design, landing page design for courses, for selling products, and things like that. Then it is time to introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? If you have a web design agency, if there's a team, make sure to add a photo of the team and say what everybody is doing, or just a quick about what's your agency about, what's its purpose, how many women have you helped start successful websites and grow their business, and things like that. The next thing should be a section with some numbers of your achievements. So for example, over 100 clients helped, over 1 million views generated on YouTube, over $10,000 generated per client because of their new website, or things like that. You can really think of what fits your brand and your freelancing site. What I did mention is that the hero banner and every other section that you add details about your services should have buttons that lead people directly to those services pages to see your portfolio, to see exactly the services you're offering, their prices, and how to contact you. So you need a call to action in multiple places in your homepage. Then on the homepage, you can continue maybe posting a video of your process of designing a website or something related to your freelancing niche. Then a few photos or testimonials from actual clients with a photo or a link to actually see the portfolio of the work you've done for that client. Maybe even show a before and after of their website or a testimonial as well. After that, you can offer a freebie, maybe product courses if you offer them, and of course include a way for them to subscribe to your email list or receive a coupon for your services or something similar. Then if you have an affiliate program, you can list it there. If you don't, maybe add your Instagram feed, your YouTube feed, a footer, and you're good to go for the homepage. Now the next pages that you need on your website are your services pages. If you offer multiple services, make sure to add them in separate pages. But if you have website design, for example, you can offer it in the same page, but mention that you also offer an extension of homepage only or landing page only, but include all those services in one page. But if you're a social media manager, for example, you're going to use separate pages for TikTok services and for YouTube services, for example. On the service pages, you need to break down exactly what you offer, the prices for them, and how they can get in contact with you to actually receive that service. So you can ask them to fill out a form and you'll get in contact with them, or send you an email, but filling out a form is usually the best way. Now, after you do that, make sure you have a section on your service page that says how this works, and you have step 1, step 2, step 3. So step 1, you fill out the form. Step 2, we get in contact with you via email. We ask you to fill out a few details, and then we schedule our call. After our call and our onboarding process, we design your website, we deliver it to you, and you have unlimited revisions to make sure that you are in love with your website. On your services pages, if you want, you can display starting prices, but of course every single website price is going to depend on the type of website, how many pages it has, how difficult it is to build, and things like that. Now, on the portfolio page, I want you to have a full-on portfolio with every single client that you've worked with before, or every single website that you've designed before. Even if you designed it just because you wanted to practice and you love the result, you add it in your portfolio. You can even say practice website for an e-commerce website or practice website for a woman entrepreneur. And people will see your design skills even if you didn't offer them to an actual client. More often than not, clients request maybe a different style, a different vision than yours. So it is important to have a few practice websites there that you create for imaginary brands even, so people can see your actual vision and how you would like for websites to look. So if you have no clients, it is completely fine. You can still start freelancing. Even if nobody hired you yet or they hired you for a really low price, it's okay. Do your best job and add it to your portfolio. So what you can add there is a link to live websites, to their Instagram accounts, for logos you created, design projects, and whatever you're building. Make sure to add everything in the portfolio and be transparent with your audience and the people that want to buy your services. You can also add short descriptions for context on each of the projects that you've added. For example, Anna wanted a super simple website for her fitness coaching program. This is the one that I built for her, keeping in mind her desires to have a booking page, a course page, and more. So you can say that so people can know exactly what you've worked for on that site, for example. Then on your site, you need to have an about page that is about you as a freelancer or you as the web design agency owner, for example. So on that homepage, become as personal as possible. Tell them your story, tell them how you got into freelancing, how many clients you've worked with so far, how you started and where you're at now, and just make them get to know you a little bit more so they trust you and want to buy your services. You can add a few photos of yourself, add some passions that you have, some hobbies, things you like to do, and maybe what you love more about freelancing in your niche. Then you can add a simple contact page for people to ask a question, leave you a message, and they can contact you really easily. If you want people to be able to book calls with you, you can do that, offer a Calendly integration. If you don't, you can add a contact page and then they will be able to book a call with you a bit later. With Elementor and the Elementor Pro page builder, it is really easy to build all of these. As I mentioned, you get a free theme when joining using my link and more bonuses if you join a bigger plan. But with the Elementor page builder, you'll be able to modify these, add premium blocks, add premium elements, and so much more. So make sure to check it out at the link below if you're interested to see how it works. Now, a few tips that will make your website look premium are: include a custom domain. Do not use the .wordpress.com extension. Make sure that you buy a domain for your brand, come up with a name for your freelancing brand. If it's your name, that's fine, but make sure to add a custom domain. And with Elementor, you get a free domain for the first year. So when joining this plan, you get the domain for free. You just type in what you want your domain to be, so you have it free for the first year. I think this is great because it makes your brand look so much more authentic. So after buying your domain, you'll be able to see there. If you already have a custom domain, you can type it in, and then it's really easy to connect by following a few instructions. Another thing that you can do for your website is add the details of your website, the description, the tagline, a favicon. Make sure to add a professional logo for your site and make it look as professional as possible. And as always, make sure to do a great photo shoot of yourself for your about page or your home page. Make sure to add high quality visuals because those are the ones that make the entire difference for your site. Now, in my next videos, I will show you exactly how to promote your freelancing business on social media, exactly how I would start promoting it if I started from scratch. So make sure to subscribe and hit the like button if you want to watch that video and take your freelancing business to the next steps and get your first client. So building your freelancing business does not just start with a simple page. It starts with a full website. It starts with building a real brand, a real vision, and the desire to help people grow no matter the niche you're in. So what I'm recommending is that you set up your website, your entire brand, your entire business from scratch, and then when you start content creation and you start reaching out to clients yourself, they will see a firm foundation and they will want to work with you. This is something that I've been missing for the first time that I started my freelancing business, but that I've learned over time to do. So if you're ready to start your freelancing website, make sure to check out Elementor in the link below, and of course go to incomingdesign.com for you to be able to get your free theme or get support and be part of a community that supports you on your freelancing growth. Thank you for watching, and I will see you there. Bye!